Well, it's almost that time of the year, and the City of Columbus Snow Warriors are getting ready for battle. Today on City Chat. From the Department of Public Service, Frank Williams is here today to talk to us about the Snow Warriors and what Columbus is doing to gear up for the winter season. Thank you, Frank, for being here today and coming to talk to us about the Snow Warriors. So what are you guys doing to get ready this year?
Thank you, Josie, and thank you to our viewers. So far, we've amassed about 20,000 tons of salt and about 90,000 gallons of liquid de-icer materials to get ready for this season. Also, we have started preparing our fleet, our 85 frontline unit fleet, and also we're preparing our 181 supplemental fleet. That's our graders and front end loaders and things of that nature.
Wow.
And we're also calibrating for materials and things of that sort now.
Wow, that seems like a lot. Can you kind of take us through the process of when winter weather event is forecasted?
Well, one of the things that we talk about a lot throughout the Division of Infrastructure is it's always winter. So we're always preparing, even throughout the summer months, preparing for the winter season. And one of the biggest things that comes about is the preparation during the rodeo. That's where we take time to go through events and practice the different scenarios that the drivers and staff members may face throughout the season.
Right.
And also part of that is the safety aspect where we do health fair, where we get and check our drivers for their own personal health as well.
Wow, that's a lot of preparation. What you mentioned something about icing and de-icing. What's the difference between the two?
Well, anti-icing is the proactive approach to the roadway treatment to try and prevent ice from bonding to the pavement.
Okay.
So what we do sometimes within a window of 3 days before the event, depending on the different types of events that may be coming, we can pre-treat the roadways, especially hills, bridges, inclines, with a material to help to keep from ice bonding to the pavement.
Okay.
With the city being 224 square miles large, we can be expecting different types of weather throughout the city, so we have to approach it from a place wherever we can do anything proactively, we do. Now, de-icing is where when we already have ice that has built up and where we're trying to melt or burn off that ice to try to make it melt quicker, and then we come back and then plow it off of the roadways.
Wow. So Frank, could you tell us a little bit about the Snow Warriors, what an initiative that you're really focused on this year, or your overall goals?
Well, our goal, we initiated and implemented a passable roads objective, especially for during an event, and we want to convey to the residents that our goal is during an event, especially while it's still snowing, to keep the roads passable. So they may not look pretty, but our goal is, especially as I mentioned with the anti-icing, is to try to prevent ice from bonding to the pavement, but also keep us moving. And we do some of the cleanup things on the backside of the event. So you'll see a lot of times you may actually just see the traveling lanes opened up and may still be slushy. There may be still some accumulation, but what our goal is to keep everyone moving, keep everyone safe. We do the things that may be a bit more aesthetically facing at the end of the event, where we'll come back and curb out and clean up the roadways. But during an event, our goal is just about safety, and so that's what our passable roads objective really speaks to.
Okay, and so what is the city's approach to servicing roadways for a winter weather event?
Well, our plan states that we have a prioritized approach. Priority 1 roadways are your roadways such as the state routes, State Route 315, 161. Roads like that are our higher priority because they carry the most traffic and have the highest speeds.
Yeah.
Then we have priority 2 roadways, which are collector roadways. Those are roadways that tend to lead into residential areas, which lead you into priority 3 roadways that are mainly residential and have the slower speeds and the least amount of traffic.
What time do they start? I just remember driving to work like in a storm, and seeing you guys out there, and I was like right behind it. I was like, I'm so excited that I'm right behind this truck.
Well, that's the one thing about the Snow Warriors that is very important to keep in mind is we're always going around the clock. We're a 24-hour operation.
Wow.
Once we get into the snow season. We run 3 shifts, and we run even through the weekends, especially once we get into an event. We run 12-hour shifts, and none of us sleep until we are through an event and have it under control.
That's so good to know. Thank you.
Thank you.
How can residents learn about their street's service level?
One of the greatest tools we have is Warrior Watch. Warrior Watch is easily found on our city website along with our snow plan, but from that place you can find what priority your street is, and also you can find out what streets have been serviced. And there's also a link to 311 if you'd like to correspond with us on your priority or things like that, and we have those things investigated during an event.
So if I wanted my road to be serviced, how would I get it to be a tier 1?
Well, what we do have that sometimes. Now, as far as being serviced, we do service based on our systematic approach to snow and ice control that can be found in our plan, which is priority 1s, priority 2s, priority 3s.
Okay.
But we do have some residents that may feel as though they live on a priority 3 and they want their street a priority 2. If they call in to 311, we will investigate that throughout the summer months and decide if it's warranted to be changed.
Wow, that's awesome. Do you have any tips for residents and motorists to help city crews manage a winter weather event?
Well, just remember that you're giving us room to work when we're out there. Again, we're out there 24 hours, and it's very important to give us room to work so that we can keep you safe. When we're in residential areas or even on the priority 2s, making sure to park as close to the curb as possible helps us to get around and navigate those areas. Those that get their driveways plowed, if you can make sure not to plow that snow from your driveway into the middle of the street, it helps a lot with us getting our work done. But the biggest thing is not blocking the box, especially during rush hour events and things of that sort, following the traffic laws, slowing down your speed, and giving us room to work. One of the things you'll see a lot of for this season, especially we introduced it last season, was we stage a lot out in the roadways to be able to mix in the traffic during rush hour events, so that way we don't get stuck in traffic. We're out there with the drivers and the motorists during those events and can easily or more easily mix in the traffic with the residents, but we do need help with the residents and the motoring public to let us in so that we can perform our service.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for sharing all of this information. It's actually really interesting to me. To learn more about the City of Columbus Snow Warriors, you can visit www.warriorwatch.columbus.gov. Thanks for watching City Chat on CTV.